Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, LifeofaPsychNP. So today's video is extremely special because I have my student back with me, and a lot of you guys have been asking me what his experience was like and what he's actually loved about being in this preceptorship role. As many of you guys know, he's in 2 different clinical sites with me, both private practice, but one's a lot faster and one's a lot slower. And I just wanted to give you some insight on what he's experienced and what he's like so far and what he's learned so far. So let's get started.
There are so many things I've learned so far, and it's just like really difficult to pinpoint which I learned, but I guess I can just go over top 3 things I learned the most.
Yeah, definitely, because I think the biggest thing is trying to provide you guys with some insight on what he's learned, because everyone's different. Everyone's going to experience preceptorship differently, and I wanted to give you his perspective. So tell me a little bit more about the things that you learned so far.
All right. So first of all, I would say interview skills. Definitely there's some improvement there. I get to interact with patients in person and also as through telepsychiatry. So as I learned from him how to interview individuals, and also I really get to practice with those actual patients. So I see great improvement there, and I'm really proud of myself as well, and I really thank him for that. Another thing would be improvement in pharmacotherapy, how to utilize those medications. There are a lot of medication you can just read up on the books. It will give you how to use those medications in all the directions, but how it's gonna be actually utilized in real life, that's some actually different, opposed to just reading a book. So when it comes to that, I see lots of improvement there. There are so many things I learned on so many clinical pearls and tips. So I think that's a top 2, I would say. And another thing is, I think I'm improving not only as a clinician but as an individual. I would say I'm not a good talker, as you see, but I get to interact with patients and also other staffs and my preceptor as well. So I feel like I'm getting better at and becoming more comfortable interacting with and talking with other people. So I think that's another thing. I think those are just 3 things, but of course there's so many other things I learned, and I'll talk about maybe next time.
Yeah, definitely. No, he's doing an awesome job. I think the biggest thing, especially when it comes to kind of going into the role as a student, as a Psych NP student, is just exposing yourself to so many different situations. There are so many different preceptors or students that I talk to where all they're doing is shadowing, and I think that's not a good thing, because all you're doing is listening to one person's style and not necessarily understanding how to talk to patients. And the good thing about having this close relationship is his ability to actually talk to patients and his ability to actually do interviews, to make these decision-making skills when it comes to medications, implementing psychotherapy, communication skills, and being able just to kind of round himself out, which is gonna prepare him so much better in the real world. I think as a student for myself, I got to interview patients, but not to the same extent that he has, because he has a lot of free range. Obviously, I'm there to help him, but at the same time, he's getting way more exposure than I did, and I wish I were in his shoes. I'm not saying, oh, I'm the best preceptor. All I'm saying is that being able to give him the exposure, being able to give my students the exposure, it helps out so much more compared to just shadowing and just watching another provider and not necessarily having someone there to kind of guide you, or someone there to provide feedback in between sessions, during or after sessions, before sessions, and just making him critically think. And I think he's doing an awesome job. His ability to do evaluations, do follow-ups have increased so much more. Like, it's so much better compared to before. And his use of medications and how to titrate up, titrate down, all of those things, he's doing a wonderful job. And yes, he's doing a great job overall, so I definitely applaud you there, Paul. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to provide some insight on what his perspective and how he sees preceptorship as, and all the benefits about it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to shed light on it. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.